for clicking on this video. Welcome back. Hope everyone is doing okay. Apologies for any noises you can hear from outside. I've kicked Ross out again and he's hoovering my car. So yeah, this video is a little different. Now I'm explaining, I don't know what I'm doing. So this video I'm recording first. You don't need to know this really, but I'm recording this first, but it'll be out after the next video I record. And the reason I'm recording it first is because it's a little bit more, it's not as upbeat, it's a little bit difficult for me to do. And yeah, I wanted to get that out first so that I can have some fun with the next video and not the other way around, have fun and then get upset about this video. Does that make sense? So I might explain some stuff in this video, but I've already explained it in the video before, so I do apologise. And ignore my nails, they're popping off, and they're not popping off, I'm biting off because I'm stressed. But they're going to be done in a couple of weeks, hopefully. Focus. So yeah, this video is a little bit different, and again I apologise if you're getting some repeat explanations, but it's got to be done. It's got to be done. So I have been burying my head a little bit in the sand and it needs to stop now. I've recently watched Natalie at Rainbow Budget Planners video on her debt update, and it's inspired me to do the same. I'm not sure I ever planned on fully sharing my debt on here. However, like I've just said, it needs to stop. It needs to stop taking a back seat now. So yeah, I am doing it for the accountability and to get my bum into gear really, and to get it sorted. You know, it's never something we've ignored. It's just something that's been chipping away slowly. So I thought I'd go over it, you know, all honesty and all that. And yeah, it's hard. It's hard to do, but I'm here. I'm doing it. I am doing it. So, just a bit of background first of all. I am 110% the spender in the household. I just spend. I just spend when I don't need to. I mean, we're all in the same boat in terms of we're taking accountability, so everyone must know what that's like on some level. Yeah, it's a comfort, it's boredom, it's many things, and I could list off a lot of excuses, but the fact is I've got myself into this mess. I need to get out of it, and that is what I'm doing here. There are a few debts on there, and there are a couple of debts on that aren't. I'm going to be showing you in a second. There are a couple of debts on there. There are a couple of debts that aren't on there, and I'll explain that as I go through. So let's just go through it. Let's just do it. God, this is so hard. But here we are. Here we are. So first of all, my grand total of debt is £13,839.46. That is not the highest it's been. I could not tell you the highest it's been, I'm not gonna lie. I worked myself out of a lot of debt a few years ago from a past relationship, and then I finally had some money. I went into uni, I got student loans, I got student grants, and I had money for me, and I was allowed to spend it on me, instead of having to, I mean, I'm not going to get into my past relationship, but yeah. Yeah, so I treated myself, and I treated myself hard with my student grant and student loan, which nobody begrudged me. because of the past. Now, I'm not talking about it because I'm not talking about it because it's harrowing. It's nothing like that. I just don't want to talk about it. I don't particularly like talking negatively about people. You know, there's two sides to every story. I'm not going to be, well, this is my side and it's the only side. All I'm saying is that you know, that's the past. I'm rambling now. So yeah, no one begrudged it me, and I treated myself hard, and I kept treating myself hard, and I kept doing so until the point was, oh, I can't afford this anymore. Let's see what a credit card. So let's see if I can get a credit card. And then, you know, so yeah, here is where I am, and let's just go through it. So our top priority is a marbles card that I've got, and it's also our highest interest rate. Our interest rate for this marbles is £44 and 0.83%. That is 83%. It is not okay at all. My minimum payment is £300 a month. £300. Can you see this properly? It's £300 a month, and just think where that could go. Think what I could be doing. I mean, just look at this minimum payment. It is disgusting. It is absolutely disgusting. Yeah. Now, this one, because of the interest rate, I feel like I'm drowning with it. I can't keep on top of it. I feel like I'd never beat the interest rate with our wage. So I am very, very fortunate enough that I've got somebody that is willing and offering to pay this off for me. Now, that doesn't mean that that debt is gone, because I then need to start paying them back. But instead of paying them £300 a month, I'm going to be paying them £100 to £200 a month. I'm committing myself to one. However, we are always aiming for two, because then it'll be done in a couple of years. But that just means I'm not fighting interest. I'm not looking at the card going, oh, I've got that money there, I could just use it. It's paid, and once that one's paid, you know, that has been cancelled. I am cutting that card up. I am getting rid of it. I am taking the app off my phone. It is going to be gone. Now, that's going to happen in about a month, that person can lend me that money. So that's that. Next is Ross's Marbles. He's got a card. Now, his interest is a lot different to mine, so we're not as worried about getting this one gone. You'll notice I haven't put any other priority in except this one, and I'll talk about that in a bit. So that's the next one. Klarna, I did so well at the start of last year. I paid off 2 of my credit cards and paid off all of Klarna, and I stopped using it until the past couple of months. Well, not the past couple of months, since end of August last year. Now, let me tell you, you all know, if you've been here for a while, you'll know that last August I was jobless. We bought a house. So it was very tough, and that is a lot of where a lot of this has come from again, because, you know, we needed the support from me being jobless and buying a house. I also lost I call her my common mum. It was my dad's partner from Barnsley, and that's why I call her my common mum, because my actual mum is not from South Yorkshire. She's from down south. Sounds, you know, I always joke with her and say she's posh, but then I had Pauline, who was very much not, called her my common mum, and I lost her on the same day that I moved into my new house. So that was hard. I was then emergency taxed from the end of September up until the end of November. So I was not getting the right money. And then also at the very end of November, if you've been here, you'll know I also lost my nan. Very, very, I mean, you know, we all love our nans. I was very, very close to my nan. Adored her, looked up to her. Just, yeah, it was a tough time. I was off work for a couple of weeks with grief, anxiety, it all. I mean, I tried to go back early, but I had a panic attack and went into the office and said, I can't be here, I need to leave. So I left. So yeah. Managing my debt and money wasn't really on my mind then. I mean, I did it, but it wasn't there. So this is a lot of where this has come from as well. So I'm not using it as an excuse. I mean, at the time it was an excuse, I guess. Now it's just accountability. This is what's happened, but I'm getting on top of it. So where was I? Yeah. So I started using Klarna. Yesterday this was about 300, but I've made a good payment, and at the end of March I'll be paying this off completely. So that's going to be gone. That is going to be gone. That's £100 off of that total at the bottom. Vanquis and Capital, these are credit cards that I paid off at the start of last year, and then everything just went downhill. So on Vanquis I've got a balance out of £586.98, and my minimum payment is £60 a month with an interest of 34.2%. Yeah. Capital, £190 out and 65 pence, £20 a month with an interest of 33%. Very, this has been going on for a couple of years. I think it was a Christmas present and then furniture for the new house. So yeah, that is currently at £1,530 and 16 pence with a minimum payment of £50 a month and an interest rate of 21.4%. I'll be honest with you, I don't understand all this. I've been researching it just before the video, and this is where I've actually sat down and gone, right, let's get this done. So I've worked, some of these were showing me monthly interest, and then I've worked out what it is annually. So yeah, I mean, I do understand it, but I also don't. Does that make sense? I know that they add this on every time I've got these out, for however long I've got these out, and I'm not paying. You know what I mean? I know what I mean. Creation. This one was just a very naughty, selfish thing after we moved the house that I bought. There's no two ways of explaining that. Sorry, it's shaking. Oh my goodness, stop shaking. So I'm not going to go into too much detail, but that is it. It is currently sat at 0%, and that is only for 45 more days. So I don't know. The person that's loaning me this may also potentially loan me this, so I've got no interest, but we'll see. And then I've got a BIP account, and that's currently sits at £1,822 and 43 pence with a minimum payment of £120 and interest rate of 38.95%. So there it is, guys, in all its ugly glory. And this is what I'm going to be focusing on. There are going to be changes. I may have talked about some in my next video for me, but my previous video for you. But if I haven't, it will all be coming out in the next couple of months. I can't really make any changes for the end of, from Ross got paid on Friday, just gone, on Friday the 20th. I get paid next Friday. But Ross had a couple of days off and came home early a few days because he was poorly, which means obviously that affects his pay. So this month's not the month to be making drastic changes, but we are planning changes for this to become a priority, because look how much money we could just have after. Just look at it, it's disgusting. So yeah, that is that. Now the credits that aren't on here are my mortgage, because now me and Ross have joined, we literally just combine our money. We don't do, oh well, you know, this is my money and I'll give you 20% of whatever. It's literally all just goes into one account and we share it. Now some of you might think that's stupid. That's fine, you have your own opinions. It's what works for us, it's how we are, and it's how we have been. You know, when we first started seeing each other, he earned the most. Now I earn the most, so it's not we're not doing it to benefit one person. It's just how we've decided to do our money. So yeah. So the mortgage isn't on there, and the point of that story was he deals with that kind of thing in terms of when we want to do overpayments and everything. That's him that's doing it. I don't understand it. He does that. He used to work for a mortgage company anyway, so he understands it all better than I do. So yeah, I've just not even bothered with that. And then the other one I've not put on is my car finance. And again, everyone's entitled to their own opinions. The comments below are not for you to be mean. You can put your opinion, that is fine, I am okay with that, but it's not to be mean. My opinion is I am not as fussed as that about that one. In my opinion, that's a norm. It's similar to having a mortgage. It's something that most people have. I am very much in the same boat as Natalie on that one. That's what she said, the similar thing about her cars on her debt update. I am in the same opinion. I've not put it on. It's not a priority. I am hitting the minimum payments every month, and it'll be paid off in 4 years now. I think it's 4 years now. Once these are gone, I can look at getting that done and dusted, but for now it's not a priority. It's not even a, oh my goodness, we've got a car on finance, we're in trouble. That's not it for me. These are the things I'm worried about, and these are the things I'm going to be targeting. So that is that. I hope my ramblings make sense, and I am going to start doing a monthly update on this. Once this one changes to me paying my family, I'm not going to, I'll cross it off here or highlight it here to say that's done, and then I'll put family here, and I'll show you each month what that looks like on the, I think there's like a debt overview for each month, or debt update for each month in this tracker. So I will go through that with you on those days. I hope that makes sense. Thank you for listening. Again, we're sharing money, it's hard anyway, but this for me was very particularly hard. I have mentioned in previous things I have got debts, but I don't think I've ever gone into it like this. So please be kind. Have your opinions in the comments. Just do it in a kind way. You know, we're all here to support each other, and that is okay. I haven't done a priority rating other than this one, get that one gone. I guess this one should be my next priority, but there's no way I can get that paid off in 45 days. There's just no way. So, yeah. The other thing I want to say before I go, is you will see me buying some things. You will see me saving for things that you might have very strong opinions about debt and think, well, you shouldn't be doing that because you've got debt to pay. Again, you are welcome to your opinions, but how I spend my money and what I do with my money is entirely up to me. I am doing that and saving for personal things because if I don't, it's a slippery slope for this to get worse. So it's what works for me. I am doing what is best for me and Ross, and again, you can have your opinions, but be kind, and if you can't be, don't say anything. But thank you for watching. Thank you for anyone that is supporting and has supportive things to say in the comments. I appreciate it. If you have any advice, again, I am open to that. I am open to anything you are willing to give, as long as it is kind. And yeah, I shall see you on my next cash stuffing. Although for me now, I'm about to stop this video and record for February week 4. See you later.